Hi everyone, so we just got some interesting tweet here from Adam Jackson, the lead class designer on Diablo 4, talking about those super rare unique items and how they drop and where. You might have seen the preview of these unique items, for example the Harlequin Crest. This is like the most sought after item, probably the best item in the game overall. That is just universally great for almost every single build that doesn't require a specific legendary or unique helm to work. So I guess everything except druids in some cases. Another pair of items are also the Doombringer and Grandfather swords that a lot of people have been looking for, especially the barbs and necros and maybe some rogues. So they want these kind of swords here, they're really powerful. And there is also the Ring of Starless Skies and Andariel's Visage that are in this pool of items as well. And well, they're obviously all extremely powerful if you compare them to what you could get on other pieces, and also the effects are really unique in some cases. Some of you guys might have seen some of those screenshots that were shared from those items dropping. Here's the Harlequin Crest. This is on a Korean server. And there was another one in China like a week ago or something like that. I think that was the first one and this was the second one, at least the confirmed drops. There might obviously be some more of those drops that we don't know about because no one cared enough to make a video or a post or something like that. But it turns out these items are extremely rare, with like millions of people playing and probably like hundreds of thousands like playing at least in Torment difficulty at some point. These items are just not dropping. It's actually insane. But one thing that was quite interesting was that all of these items always came with 820 item power. You see that here at the top. And so was the Chinese Harlequin Crest, and there was also a Doombringer that was also exactly 820. So my running theory was actually that the items are so rare because the base that rolls into a unique has to be at least 820. And then it needs to roll into unique, and then it probably has like some omega low chance to roll exactly that item as well. And well, if you're playing the end game, then you might know that 820 items are not really all that common. In fact, I remember a single item out of all my playtime that was 820. I mean, there might have been more, but I might have missed that. But for the most part, 820 is extremely rare by itself. And then there comes probably like these other RNG calculations. And here we have this post that actually confirms that there are always 820 item power. So I think this is part of the reason why this contributes to it being so rare. Or maybe there's like some kind of like, item power override, I guess, or something like that, where it rolls unique and then it forces the item to be 820. But either way, it's a kind of interesting little tidbit. And they can drop from all enemies that are at least level 85 plus. So once you level to that level, then all of your enemies will level with you and you can start finding them. Or you can just run tier 31 nightmare dungeons. Either way, each of those items is insane and they are generally relatively universal with what they do. So you see here the Grandfather, for example, is just really powerful. It's just like stats, lots of damage, stats, more life and more stats basically. It's just really great. And the same with the Doombringer. It has a bunch of life, a bunch of damage. It has this damage reduction proc. This can be really valuable, for example, for Nightmare Dungeon pushing. If you want to go to tier 100, any kind of damage reduction is like a godsend. So these items are really valuable, especially for these really high-end activities. It kind of continues in a similar fashion here with the Harlequin Crest, giving you these insane amounts of life and cooldown and resource. That's also just like great for pretty much any build. And then you have the damage reduction that is like basically similar to a good defensive power. And then you have +4 to all skills. And +4 to all skills is basically worth probably like 2 or 3 offensive powers, probably something like a utility power on top of that. And yeah, then maybe even some more defenses, like if you have stuff like Earthen Bulwark in your build or something like that. Then it's the Melted Heart of Select. That's definitely a very curious item. This basically allows you to play like a energy shield type build. So if you know, for example, Diablo 2 sorcerers with the energy shield. So I think that is a really cool item. It's kind of sad that it's so rare and it's basically not attainable. But it's like one of those build defining uniques where you can really change your entire setup. So that's kind of cool. And then there's Ring of Starless Skies and the Andariel's Visage. So the Andariel's Visage is interesting in 2 ways. Number one, it has lifesteal, and this is the only source of lifesteal that I know in the game. And we don't even know how lifesteal works exactly, if this actually has like any kind of cap or any kind of heal over time mechanic or something, or if this is like pure lifesteal and you basically just going to be permanent full HP as long as you don't get one shot. So that could be pretty busted on its own, which is why I think Enquiries is actually way more interesting than the Harlequin Crest. It's not as strong offensively, but the lifesteal itself is probably one of the most ridiculous mechanics. And it has this poison and damage there. So especially for something like rogues or druids that actually have some kind of synergies with poison, this could be very interesting there. There are certain passives and certain interactions where you can really make use of this. And this poisoning damage seems to have like a very high base value, so I'm really excited to see something like that in action. But oh well. And there's the Ring of Starless Skies, which, well, I find relatively good, so that it is very well statted. It has crit, core, lucky hit. That's all really nice stuff. It doesn't have vulnerable, but okay. And then it has this resource effect here where you get like a stacking resource cost bonus up to a 40% resource cost reduction for your core skills. Now, I don't think this is really actually such a crazy good item that this needs to be that rare, like a, you know, T1 unique or something. I think this could just be like a kind of rare item and doesn't really belong on the same level as these others. And the same goes for the Melted Heart of Salek, in my opinion. I think this is way too cool of an item to be locked behind, like ridiculously low drop rates. The other items though, I think they do deserve it. They're all really crazy and mostly universal. In any case, I think it's quite cool that these items are out there and that any one of us can find them, and, you know, it's gonna be some very memorable experience, I guess. Who knows, maybe I'm also gonna find one of them, you know, in many years from now playing Diablo 4. Let me know what you think about it. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and see you guys next time.